The desert can seem cruel, yet it bears no ill will. It takes life indiscriminately. Like the serpent I lie in wait beneath the sands as it is taken by the wind. You will never see me coming. I am Hashar. Today we're going to be painting the Hasharin, a race of stealthy warriors from the southern regions of Middle-earth known as Harad. They are shrouded in mystery, preferring the shadows to open battlefields. The Hasharin are not known for forming large armies. They excel at operating as scouts, assassins and spies, using their unmatched skills in stealth and deception to sow discord amongst their enemies. It's basically just like Assassin's Creed. Their secretive nature and association with the serpent cults have earned the Hasharin a dark reputation. They are feared and mistrusted by many in Middle-earth. We're going to start by priming the Hasharin. You can use rattle can or airbrush for this, but I'm using paintbrush. I'm going to use varnish here as it's a metal model, and we're going to have to use a lot of varnish to protect the finish. Now we're going to zenithal prime over the top with this matte white. Now we're starting with the cloak, and we're going to use this blood red speed paint, being careful to not get it in places that it shouldn't be. Now we're going to use this enigmatic blue contrast paint for all of the inner cloth. Lovely. Now we're going to use wildwood contrast to do all of the ropes and bags and that. I'm gonna pick out these boots in brown as well, you know. Brown up those boots and the gloves. Let's have the gloves as well. And this little bit of fringe. I think it's a fringe. Lovely. Now we're going to use Black Legion contrast to pick out the knife and anything else that's going to end up gold or metallic in any way. Now onto Mephiston red, and we're going to dry brush on some Mephiston red on his head. And now we're going to use Wild Rider red to work up towards the highlights and put a bit more vibrancy in the cape, the cloak, the clape. Now using Wild Rider red, we're going to start to edge highlight and work on all of the highlights across the cloak. This makes a lot of difference. As I was highlighting, I sort of fell into this pattern in the lining of the cloak, and I decided this was a good direction to go in to make it feel like finery, perhaps even a masterwork made in the haberdasheries of Umbar. And now edge highlighting the rest of the cloak with Wild Rider red. Now using ghostly vapors to highlight the inner cloth. Let's call it inner cloth. I actually don't know what it is. Now Steel Legion drab to bring up the browns. Now a shabti to bring up the brown even more. So I started thinking about his base here. Got a few bits and bobs together, got the old books out, couldn't make any decisions, so I thought, you know, let's just paint stuff gold, yeah? Starting with this little half moon thingy, and then little bits down there, and you know, that bit there, and there's a bit there as well, and there's the other bit there. Is it half moon? It's something's there. It's gold now. Shiny golden boy shining in the sun. Shiny. And now I'm going to start highlighting the gold bits with some light gold and some silver, but first I decided to paint the knife because I'd forgotten about it. And now I wanted to go a little further with the lining of the cloak, so I decided to use this yellow to do just that. This also started to emphasise the edge highlighting, so I went over all of the other parts of the cloak as well and started to make it more vibrant and really pop out. And you know, I like me minis to pop. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I don't know why I said that. And then pop. I might call him Pop. I'm not going to call him Pop, that's ridiculous. So I'd also forgotten about his face and hands, so I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to paint his face and his hands. My mind was cast back to when I was following him. The target had eluded me for days, but I was Shadow. But he was canny. He had fear, yes, but he eluded me still. But I was Shadow.
Seriously?
I am Shadow. He moved like a puma. I followed him to the palace gardens. But something was wrong. It could not be. Could he see me? It's time to strike, I thought. Where? No. It cannot be. But I had moves of my own. Well. Yes, well. Yeah. Back to it anyway. Sorry about that. Just hang on. Now, surely he could be reasonable. He could be reasoned with. It was quite a long recovery after being assassinated by the target that I was supposed to assassinate myself. But I came back and I was highlighting a face. These things happen sometimes. And now I was back to the base. I was kind of feeling a bit more confident with what I wanted to do. Got this old Age of Sigmar pile of rubble and decided to clip it with some clippers, funnily enough. And I wanted to make it feel like there was bits of, rubble about the place. And so we're going to have to take off this tab, which of course flicked somewhere in the garden, and it took me a good hour to find that, which is great. I just wanted to keep it. This is cool. It says assassin, you know what I mean? Right, now I'm just going to, not exactly dry fit, but just see how it fits on here. It's a little bit big, so we're going to cut off some more. Snippy snip snips. Snip it up, baby. Oh, that flicked somewhere as well. I can't find that. Oh, it's just gone. Now it started to come together, and it was pretty much the right colour, but there was a few bits that I needed to paint over so that I can get to the next stage, which will be applying some washes, giving it that sort of sandy brown, but I don't know, orangey tone, and now dry brushing on some white, warm white for kind of highlighty feel. Not sure what a highlighty feel is, but I'm feeling it, and I hope you are too. And now back to enigmatic blue, and I'm just going to pick out this bottle. I just wanted a little bit of blue on the base to match the blue in his inner cloth. And now a little bit of gold as well, just to kind of tie in the themes even more. And yeah, I'm happy with that. And I put a little bit of sand in there, not too much. Didn't want to obscure any of the details. And now I'm going to glue him on. It was a bit of a fuss getting him on there. And there he is. It did feel a little bit bare though, there was something wrong. So I had a little bit of a think about that, and I remembered I had a slightly crappy palm tree hanging around, and I knew that I could do some things to this, like cutting it down, spraying it with trench brown. I also used a craft knife to get rid of all of the crappy bits on the side, and it was looking okay. I also used some Agrax Earthshade and dry brushed on some Ushtabti bone, some bone, and then used this green to just kind of bring up the vibrancy of the palm tree a little bit, because it was a bit dull, a little bit dull. It's worked nicely. this thing on. I don't know if it works in this kind of heat. So, yeah, can you just hold him there? I get it. He's quite an angry camel. Like I didn't have a lot of money, so I had to get a particularly aggressive one. It's quite small as well, so you shouldn't have so much of a. Sorry. What was I saying? Just started a Patreon, which at the minute is mainly just me and John from JMax Armies of Middle-earth, and just being really productive, to be fair. Probably get back to the video now, and probably, I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah, just this was a really fun, quick project to get done. Or at least it would have been if I didn't end up painting an entire desert scene. I had some unfinished terrain and, to be honest, all sorts of stuff that I've been meaning to get to for a long time. So it was really nice to be able to get that done and put these in those scenes. And here he is, and I also painted up these 3 proxy assassins. I'll give links in the description to where you can find those proxies, and also did these desert rangers a while back. And of course the war rhino with the 2 desert uruks on top. If you want to see how I created this Harad desert terrain, then you can click on the left of the screen if that isn't out yet. And if you want to see a video where I go completely mental and do a wrap but also end up making 2 album tiles with LEDs and cool glowing things inside, then you can click on the right of the screen. Alright then, see you, bye.